Welcome to the Awesome Pod Mix. You are listening to Abby. The idea behind this podcast was to talk about how certain movies and TV shows made me feel when I watched them for the very first time. A reputed filmmaker once said, "When a piece of art invokes a similar feeling amidst a large audience, it's the triumph of the filmmaker." That's the magic of cinema. I love the magic of cinema. Today I'll be talking about Marvel Studios' What If Season 2 Episode 6. To quote Guillermo del Toro, animation is cinema. This episode's title is What If Kahhori Reshaped the World? The episode is written by Ryan Little and directed by Brian Andrews. The episode begins on Asgard where Odin fights Surtur. Surtur plunges his fiery sword into Asgard and Ragnarok begins. The Tesseract survives Ragnarok and lands not in Tonsberg but a different part of the earth. The What If title sequence begins with Watcher's voiceover. The women pluck harvest from the field, mainly corn, peas, and squash. Kahhori watches the women from the rooftop as they cook. From this point forward, the dialogue in the episode is in Mohawk Nation's native language. Kahhori and her sibling run through the fields into the forest. Then they arrive at the old cursed battlefield. Kahhori believes that the place is cursed because people have not cleansed it after all the bloodshed. Kahhori's younger sibling Wata calls her Kahholi, maybe because he's unable to speak fluently. Kahhori discusses with Wata that the lake contains great power that can take them to the sky world. The lake was supposed to unite the people, instead people fought over it. Wata has heard stories that the lake swallows people. Kahhori and Wata hear the sound of gunshots at a distance and realize their village is under attack. The soldiers spot Kahhori and Wata and chase after them to the Forbidden Lake. Kahhori and Wata slip into a cave and find the actual Forbidden Lake. The lake glows with Tesseract's blue energy. In an attempt to hide from the soldiers, Kahhori and Wata get separated. The soldiers find the Forbidden Lake and call it the Fountain of Youth. One of the soldiers finds Wata, so Kahhori pelts the soldier with stones. The other soldier shoots Kahhori in the shoulder and she falls into the lake. Wata is captured and the soldiers snatch away his pendant. With the Tesseract's power, Kahhori gets teleported to the Sky World. The Sky World is a haven. It blesses all of its residents with powers. Kahhori almost faints seeing all the warriors who had disappeared from her village. Kahhori wakes up startled, calling for Wata. The gunshot wound on her shoulder has now healed. The Tesseract is Skyworld's Vibranium. Kahhori wants to go back home, save her brother and her village. Kahhori looks at the Tesseract portal and tries to reach it. On Earth, the Conquistador has come on behalf of the Queen of Spain to claim the Fountain of Youth. Over at Sky World, Kahhori realizes there's so much they can do with the powers of the Tesseract. This is Kahhori's version of with great power there must also come great responsibility. Kahhori attains super speed during the fruit hunt and even manages to get maximum fruits. On Earth, the soldiers jump into the Forbidden Lake and start to disappear one by one. On seeing this, the Conquistador takes the people of the village as prisoners. The Sky World people are literally celebrating the fruits of their labor when the soldiers arrive from the portal. Kahhori spots the soldiers with guns at a distance and uses her powers to stop the bullets. She snatches their weapons away and questions them, "What did you do with my people?" She notices Wata's pendant in possession of one of the soldiers. This triggers and motivates Kahhori to another degree. She tries to drill some sense into the Sky World people. "This world made you stronger and gave you these gifts, but you're not using these gifts to help those in need." Kahhori summons the portal to the ground so she can go through it and help her people. She requests the Sky World people to join her in her fight. Kahhori arrives on Earth to face the monsters. The Conquistador thinks Kahhori is a witch and orders to shoot her with cannons. Kahhori fights the Spanish soldiers with her Tesseract powers. She manifests a protective energy shield to save herself from cannon fire. One of the cannonballs pierces through the energy shield and knocks her out. With their glowing blue eyes, the Sky World people join Kahhori in her fight. Kahhori rescues her people from the shackles of the Spanish soldiers. She returns Wata's pendant back to him. Wata calls the sky world people thunder beings. This is fitting because Thor is the god of thunder and the Tesseract has been with the Asgardians for the longest time. Back in Spain, one of the queen's advisors informed her that none of her troops have returned. They have lost the new world. The queen refuses to accept this and questions, "Which nation is stealing from my claims and who dared to challenge me?" "Who?" On cue, the portal opens and Kahhori arrives with her sky people to facilitate peace between her and the queen. The queen is under the misconception that Kahhori wants her throne. Kahhori makes the queen levitate in the air and drops her to the ground. She goes on to crush her throne. Kahhori says, "We will make peace or there will be no future for your people." A portal opens and Strange Supreme walks in. He makes a snarky remark on how quickly Kahhori managed to teach the queen a lesson. Strange Supreme introduces himself and reveals he's been looking for Kahhori for a long time. What does Strange Supreme need Kahhori for? Toward the end of the episode, some text appears on screen that reads, "Marvel Studios would like to extend our deep gratitude to the citizens of Kanyankahaka, the Mohawk Nation who collaborated on this episode." Kahhori is a superb character. Devery Jacobs has portrayed this character in her voice work with utmost authenticity. Kahhori will be a wonderful addition to the Marvel superheroes. I can't wait to see her character Bonnie in Echo. We need more such diverse stories and superheroes. What if Kahhori Reshaped the World is a simple story with a deep impact? You can listen to the awesome pod mix and subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Good Pods. If you like what I'm doing, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/awesomepodmix. Thanks for listening.